It's an Eastern Conference battle at the American Airlines Arena here in Miami, Florida, as the Heat look to work the home court advantage. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And it's time to check the starting five, brought to you by State Farm. Someone will be keeping an eye on Shane Battier.
Well, Battier is an extremely smart defender. He's got the size to defend on the perimeter or some of the smaller inside guys. And with Battier, you know what you're getting offensively, an excellent spot-up shooter.
Well, there's a willingness there to defend, but also excellent anticipation, and that's why he's able to draw charges, because he's usually one step ahead of the offensive guy.
Well, you know the Heat are a dominant team, but they were absolutely phenomenal at home. They completely destroyed their opponents on their home court in South Beach last year.
Nice shot by Hamilton. Here's Wade. Wade gets a screen from Bosch. Wade passes to Battier. Chalmers. Battier sets the pick for Chalmers. It's stolen by Rose. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. Here's Hamilton. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
That's turning good defense into quick offense, Clark.
And that's the way to operate. Get up the court quickly. Don't waste any time. Whenever you have a chance to go fast.
Now here's LeBron. Shot on the wing. Carlos Boozer pulls it in. Yeah, not a lot of happy visits to South Beach for visiting teams. The Heat, Clark, a devastatingly good 28-5 in their arena.
That was the best home record in the East and tied, Kevin, for the best overall home record in the league with the San Antonio Spurs. They really didn't mess around when they played at home. They were lethal in South Beach.
Chalmers dishes to Wade. Bosch, a screen on Hamilton. Wade kicks to Bosch. The shot's good on the assist by Wade.
That's what a good solid screen will do for you. Gets you a good look at the hoop.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, "You know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint." Makes sense, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Wade after Rip Hamilton scored. And that one's good.
You know, when you're guarding LeBron, you'd prefer him taking outside jumpers. He's a solid shooter, a much improved shooter, but he's so devastating and demoralizing going inside. You much rather force him to take challenge perimeter shots.
And Chalmers with a clear path to the hoop. Throws down the breakaway jam.
What a talented leaper. Loves to climb up and throw it down. Man!
Oh, Clark, he gets up so quickly.
Yeah, like a pogo stick.
Oh, my gosh. Not a lot of point guards in the league can jam like he can.
That's for sure.
And he's able to finish, guys, amongst all the big fellas in the paint. Just amazing athleticism.
Clark, you mentioned LeBron's jump shot. Steve, it's something he's really worked on.
Yeah, you know, when he came into the league, he was very inconsistent with his motion. There were some balance issues, but in the 2008 offseason, he rebuilt his motion, tried to keep his elbow in a little bit more than he did in the past. He's become a much better shooter. He's still a little bit streaky, but still, his game is all about going inside and wreaking havoc in the paint.
Here's Wade.
What a throwdown there, man! Flush that thing down, young fella.
That is a fierce two-hander.
Man, maximum force on that dunk.
The Sprite replay really gave you a good look at the action. Now here's Noah. Here's Rose. And the Bulls with another miss.
That's one he knows he should have made.
And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. They established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
So with Bosch on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Ray Allen and LeBron fill out the wings. Haslam's out there, Lewis, and it's Cole in at the 1 spot. And here are the Heat now. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession.
You know what? Even though it didn't end the way the Bulls wanted it to, it was still another solid season as they were a force on the road.
Here's Cole. LeBron. He's covered by Deng. Shot clock at 5. That's good. LeBron's now got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Heat.
And when you play against him, guys, you know that it's going to be very tough to deny him if he gets in close. So you've got to body him. You can't let him get positioned down by the hoop. Otherwise, he'll just torture you down there.
But, Steve, we've got to give him credit for his skill as a distributor, too. I mean, he has a great feel for his teammates, and that leads to a lot of his assists and a lot of easy baskets for his team.
Looking back to the Bulls on the road, 24-9 was their record as they cruise to the best road record in the NBA. Steve, it shows your mettle when you can win away from home.
Well, they're so good defensively, Kevin, that gives them a chance to win every night out. And I think that's why they played so well on the road a year ago. They were among the best defensive teams in the league again. And hopefully this year they'll stay healthy. That Derrick Rose injury at the end of the year really hurt them.
Chicago with the ball. Feeds it to Deng. Kicks it to Rose. The dish now to Noah. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Noah's got his first bucket in this one.
It's always interesting to watch Joakim Noah with that unorthodox shooting motion. They call it the tornado because of how it spins like a top sideways, but he gets the job done. Solid mid-range shooter. Does a nice job at the free throw line as well.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, Joakim Noah is such a wild bundle of energy on the court, and his long hair kind of fits his game. Asked if he'd ever consider cutting off those locks, he said, "I can't. I'm like Samson. That's my power right there. I need all that. Last time I cut it was in high school, and my teammates were killing me, so I'm not doing it again." Kevin, looks like the hair is here to stay.
Let's hope so. Thanks, Doris. Great positioning on the putback. Noah's got 4 this quarter.
Sometimes offensive rebounds are lucky, but he anticipates and gets to the right spot before the shot goes up.
Chalmers pass to Wade. Over Rose. Wade misses. And that shot of Noah's the result of his two-handed shooting motion.
Yeah, we call that the globe rotation. It just spins sideways, and he gets his guide hand too much into the action of shooting the ball. And as much as shooting coaches out there might cringe, as Steve said, it does go in, so you can't fool with the results.
Well, good job finding a little opening in the defense and burying the jumper.
And here's Rose outside. Good. Rose has got 7 points.
He had no luck from the three-point line earlier, so maybe this one will give him some momentum.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. It's Allen with the drive. Back to Wade from 17 feet out. Good. He hits the jump shot. 6 points for him.
You know, it's easy to take him for granted because we're so used to seeing him make those kinds of plays.
Here's Rose. Offensive rebound. Here's Deng. The kick out to Rose. He passes it to Hamilton. Over Wade. And Hamilton gets it to go on the assist by Rose. Hamilton's got 4 this quarter. From half court, shot is off. And the first half ends in a close one. Bulls lead by 5. Beautiful view of downtown Miami and the sparkling American Airlines Arena. A fantastic game from Rip Hamilton in this one.
Yeah, he's done a great job of finding the soft spots in that defense. Very efficient game for him so far.
Yeah, and I like what he's done, Steve. I mean, he's made a couple of jumpers here or there, but what he's really done impressively is allow the game to come to him.
Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Luol Deng, Carlos Boozer, and Joakim Noah the front line. Rose and Rip Hamilton man the backcourt.
And once again, last year, the Bulls were one of the best defensive teams in the league. Some of it is the structure and the game plan from Tom Thibodeau, but I think most of it is the front line, the length and athleticism of guys like Noah and Taj Gibson. And that is a long-armed group, and they are active.
Well, Steve, those long arms you just mentioned for the Bulls, they can reach out and bother a lot of shots, getting in passing lanes, deflecting balls, and Clark, that's one reason scoring against them is so tough.
Well, you know, anytime a shot is challenged, the shooting percentage goes down. Any coach will tell you that. So putting a hand in the face of shooters is something the Bulls are able to do, and that's why they had the second best field goal percentage defense in the league last year.
Now, here's Chalmers, following the miss by Derrick Rose, and the basket by Chalmers.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter. Luol Deng was a first-time All-Star in 2012. Obviously, being a member of a winning team like the Bulls didn't hurt, but his play is so solid. Just a great all-around game. He can spread the floor offensively and usually guards the opponent's best offensive player.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Guys, the Miami Heat in their present incarnation have lacked that dominant shot-blocking big man in the middle, but they still have been one of the league's elite defensive teams. Last season, they tweaked their defensive philosophy to try to force more turnovers and enable them to get out and run. As Eric Spoelstra said, we wanted to play more to our athleticism and our activity. And LeBron added, Coach just wants us to be disruptive. We're just trying to use our instincts to create more turnovers, because we know if we create more turnovers, then it's off to the races. Kevin?
Doris, turnover is a great way to start a break, and they're dynamite in transition.
And guys, you recall for Luol Deng in the All-Star introductions, he wore a T-shirt with the outline of Africa on the front. Deng is a native of Sudan, and he's very conscious of reaching back and inspiring other kids from Africa to dream big and to do well. One of the oldest players in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right. A terrific screen right there, Steve, allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Well, don't you love to see players working together in that fundamental play? Fun to watch.
Here's Hamilton. The Heat getting the bucket. Dishes it to Boozer. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Now, not a popular call, as you can hear in the background.
Not at all. Unanimous disapproval of that whistle.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Chris Bosh has checked in for Haslem. Wade comes in for Rashard Lewis. And it's Chalmers in for Norris Cole. The Heat have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
Well, I think the time has passed when the Heat were kind of the villains of the NBA. It seemed like that role maybe went over to Dwight Howard a year ago with all of his individual issues. But, you know, LeBron and Bosh, Wade, they're never going to be, you know, the lovable underdog. But I think things have settled down there and people have at least accepted them for who they are now.
Boozer dishes to Noah. Down goes the slam.
Pretty significant lapse there on the defensive end, guys.
Yeah, those are the ones, you know, you just can't allow that.
No, if you're giving up dunks and layups defensively, you're in huge trouble.
Now, here's Chalmers. Leads him in there. And Bosh gets it to go on the assist by Chalmers. That's now 8 points for Chris Bosh.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Noah, he's covered by Bosh. Boozer, and he slams it in one-handed.
2 hands for safety, 1 hand if you want major elevation.
That's right. That's right.
You know you can get up higher with 1 hand. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It really is true. I mean, you can extend better with 1.
Well, whatever he did,
really.
whatever it was, it definitely worked, Clark.
Can't hit from in close.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
The points come. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Who's had the Sprite uncontainable game in this one? Well, let's go to Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin. Well, it's the Bulls who've had the uncontainable game. Things have been going their way through the first 3 quarters, and with the way they've executed, there is no reason to think it won't continue on.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Dwyane Wade, LeBron James, the best perimeter tandem in the game. Haslem and Bosh are up front, and it's Cole in at the point guard position. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Time certainly tends to heal a lot, and there definitely has been less villainization, as you were talking about, Steve, to coin a term, for the Miami Heat since they, Clark signed the big 3. I think people now look at it in more basketball terms than anything else.
Yeah, I like the creativity of that word, Kevin, but you know what? Time is one thing, but I'll tell you something else. They should send a fruit basket to Dwight Howard for helping take some of the scrutiny off of them. There are always going to be villains in the NBA, but they come and go, and the Heat seem to have served their time, at least in my opinion.
Second shot opportunity. Haslem can't get it to go.
Another board for them, and they've got a huge advantage in that regard.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise. I mean, rebounding one of the true barometers in winning basketball games, and if you rebound better, you typically are going to win ball games and do it comfortably.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
On the wing, Dwyane Wade. Wade gets a screen from Bosh. Back to Chalmers. For the 3. The shot no good. And it's Chicago the other way. And now here's Hamilton, the fast break chance. Pass to Rose. Takes a 3. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Making it look easy out there.
Yeah, it's been a lopsided affair on the floor, guys, and on the scoreboard.
And the Heat call time here. They're losing by 15. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Erik Spoelstra was saying to his team. Guys, I know we've been battling. You may feel a little bit gassed, but we got to dig deep right now and find a way. Take a deep breath and let's get it done. Kevin?
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Battier comes in for Udonis Haslem. And it's LeBron in for Ray Allen. Kept alive. Noah kicks to Dang. Hamilton outside. Rose. In low to Boozer. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 7th assist in the game. And Chalmers kicks to Wade.
You know, if he's got the ball in his hands and the basket in his sights, he's going straight to the rack.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff. The Bulls leading by 13. Dang goes in. Here's Boozer. Gets it to go.
Now, this is a done deal here. They've pretty much finished this team off.
Yep, we can put this one in the books. Too much to overcome now.
Wade passes to LeBron. Bosh hits the pick for LeBron. Inside to Bosh. And an emphatic dunk. Now Rose. 51 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And stolen by LeBron. Wade drives in. Out to Battier. Back to Bosh. Goes back up. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
Well, not much they can do at this point.
Nope, playing for pride. Trying to finish strong for pride's sake.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Rose attacking. Hamilton dishes to Dang from downtown. And it's Wade with the rebound. And the pass to Chalmers. He dishes it to LeBron. Over Noah. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin.
Your Heat, 34. The Bulls, 45.
Just point out the bounce. Show me the bounce. Yeah. Just point out the bounce. Yeah. Timbo King. Yeah. Young Hope King. Yeah, just point out the bounce. Yes, just point out the bounce. Yeah, listen, rumor has it the Blueprint Classic couldn't even be stopped by September 11th.